Hey, what do you know? It's time for another edition of Jim Wilson's FNN Fishing News Network right here on WMBB, 5:30 Saturday morning every week. It's so much fun joining you. Today you can see we got the doggies with us because we're down at one of our favorite places, and that's the Panama City Marina. One thing nice about Panama City Marina and St. Andrews Marina, these are both licensed marinas, which means if you're visiting here from out of state, you don't have to buy an expensive fishing license to fish here. You can go buy a $1 a day permit and fish without having to worry about it. So it makes it very nice. And of course, it's getting that time of the year when the Spanish are supposed to be coming in. Now, so far, I talked to my friend Randall Aiken, who's a commercial Spanish fisherman. He's been having a hard time. His daughter did get a good load the other day, and they were trolling in the bay. We'll do some trolling later on, but today, a lot of people that don't have a boat like to just come down to the marina. And so we're going to be showing you later on today how to rig up a spinning rod with a gotcha. That's one of the popular Spanish baits, how to cast and how to work it. The main thing about using it is how you give it the action. You don't just reel it in and you don't jerk it too fast. That's one of the problems a lot of people has, is fishing way too fast when they're casting grubs or casting lures or whatever. Don't try to speed it up so much. The same thing is true when you're trolling, of course. You want to keep that bait moving and flashing, but you also don't want to work it so fast that you're pulling it away from the fish. Another thing that happens is, and we're going to be doing it today, I'm going to use a swivel. I prefer not to use a swivel to tie the line to the leader, because when you get a fish on and it's swimming through the water, that swivel makes little tiny bubbles and it looks like a little fish, and that's what attracts another fish to come snap the swivel and cut your line off. You wonder how could that happen from time to time, but that's exactly what does happen. But there's a lot of things going on down here at the marina. The last Saturday of the month, of course, will be the blessing of the fleet, and that's always an exciting event to see. People get their boats decked out, and it coincides this year with, of course, tomorrow is Palm Sunday, and then next Sunday, April 1st, will be Easter. And it's just rolling by so fast. Spring break will be starting this weekend, and Pat and I are looking forward, hopefully, to get some nice weather so we can go do some fishing and get out and catch some Spanish, go offshore, maybe get out to the pass, find some sheephead, maybe get offshore and even hook up an amberjack or two, and who knows, maybe we might even luck up and see a cobia. It all depends on water temperature. So far, this water has been staying around 60 degrees, and normally it should be moving well up into the mid-60s and heading towards 70, because that's what triggers everything. It brings the bait in, the bait brings the fish in, and one just follows another. Squid also should be coming in. And of course, this has in the past been an excellent place for squid, but we've got to have, again, warm weather. I've got one of those green fishing lights, and I plan to use that this year for squid fishing. I had an interesting call. I have two of them, and I put one of them on Craigslist for sale recently. And believe it or not, a guy called me from California and was interested in buying it. He said he'd searched Craigslist, and my name came up as the only one for sale on there. The one I have is just like brand new. It's the 4-foot-long fluorescent green. It's all balanced. It's 12-volt. And what he wants to use it for is they go out at night to catch Humboldt squid. These are those 20 and 30-pound squid, and they come right up to the boat, and they use 4/0 pin reels and other tackle. I hope he's going to send me some pictures of it, but if you can imagine catching a 30-pound squid, they catch them to use for bait. Our squid around here, of course, are the true, more calamari size, that if you love to eat them, you just cut those little ringlets and they're delicious. And you can catch them with a squid jig right here at the Panama City Marina or any of the other marinas, and of course offshore. If you can get out at night and get a light down there, that's far and away the best time. I've even known a few people who are able to castnate them once they get them coming in at night, because the squid don't see the net so fast as they do during the daytime. But don't forget about our tides, because let's see what's happening for tides right now. And these moving tides are the tides that you want to fish out in the pass if you're going to be fishing for sheephead, Spanish, whatever it is. As I'm looking here at the marina, I can see pelicans diving all over the birds out there. So I know there's a lot of bait, and it looks like I see a few flashes of bait up on top of the water. But there's a lot of action going on around here. And as I say, we're going to be showing you today how I rig up for the basic gotcha fishing. Looking around, don't see any boats today. A couple came in while I was getting set up down here today. But none out right now. It started out raining this morning, then bright and sunny. Now it's getting a little bit overcast again, so you just never know what this crazy weather is going to be doing around here. But by the way, don't forget, where do we go for our good fresh fruits and vegetables? Tanya's Garden. And I mean, she has got the stuff in there now. All that good butter, the butter that comes in from up in north, and it's all everything is handmade in there. And of course the strawberries are still coming in, peas, greens, collards, mustard, turnips, the squash, bananas, 39 cents a pound, and these are fresh right out of the box. You can see them sitting in there. I buy something at Tanya's every week, at least once or twice a week. That's what we eat, is all the fresh vegetables, because as you know, I do all the cooking. Pat does all the heavy lifting, and it makes for a good team. They're right across the street from Sowell Tractor. You can't miss it. Just before you get to Haney Vocational School, as you're going up Highway 77 from the mall on up north, and they're on the right. Drop in and see them. And by the way, if you're there late in the afternoon, you may get to see the peacock. Somehow or other, a peacock wandered in there, and they feed it, and it comes out around 4 o'clock. Sometimes it'll fly up and land on the roof. Other times it'll be out there just wandering around in the backyard waiting for a handout. But it's a beautiful critter, and if you've never seen one, take the kids. And she's always got a few other interesting things, like bearded dragons, pet squirrels, all kinds of, she's got a menagerie there. So drop in and see them and tell them I sent you. And I just talked to my friend Wendy this week up at AC Service. They're getting going again for the summer and cleaning those. Remember, you've got to get that system cleaned out. I cannot tell you what a huge difference it made in our house, both with our allergies and dust. The system had obviously never been cleaned, and it was so filthy dirty. Now when the air comes out, it's nice and clean. Even the dogs were getting allergies. Gracie and Heidi would get up in the morning and start sneezing. Sounds kind of funny, but they actually were doing that. I'm trying to think if there's any other announcements to let you in on. I don't think so right now, except, by the way, the Captain Anderson boats are running again now. And of course they run when they have enough folks to go out. And with seasons opening April 1st, we'll be getting back into Red Grouper will be opening up again. The steam plant canal will be opening up, and all of those kind of things. The steam plant is open now, of course. Hearing about a lot of big speckled trout up in the bay. Some folks are catching them on live shrimp. I have a neighbor that fishes one of these little bayous. He brought me two nice big trout, that we got 4 huge, beautiful fillets the other day. And he caught his using a DOA under a float. So if you the main thing is to be out there and be on the water and do it. And just make sure you're safe when you're on the water. We also want again to send our condolences to the Knowles family, because it was so sad last Sunday to attend the funeral of our dear friend Frank Knowles, Captain Frank Knowles, 37 years as a harbor pilot here, and just the turnout and the eulogies. And I had the honor of being invited to read a little poem that I'd written for him, and I'm going to close this section by repeating it for you. And it goes like this. When you feel a gentle sea breeze blowing through your hair, Be still, Frank is there. When you hear the thunder roll and see the lightning flash across the sky, do not be afraid. Frank is close by. He spent his life on God's great sea with waters mixed from Galilee. And now he waits for you and me, our beloved Frank. We'll be back and to show you how to rig up and how to catch some Spanish, we hope.
For everything you need on or off the water, visit the Panama City and St. Andrews Marinas. Both locations provide you with easy access boat slips, ramps, fuel, bait, and tackle. Come visit our ship stores and see our unique nautical gifts and clothing, or just relax with a cool drink and grab a snack while watching the boats come in.
Don't forget that mariner on your shopping list. Come by and see our unique nautical gifts, cards, and clothing at Panama City or St. Andrews Marina. Call 872-7272 for more information.
Meet Henson Hindenburg, king of the road at Baytown Tire, 2609 West 15th Street, just before the curve. For 20 years, he's taken care of your cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles. Baytown Tire carries tires including Michelin, Yokohama, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. A new set gets free rotation every 6 months. Alignment is done on the latest digital equipment, and his diagnostic can read all your computer info for proper repairs. All his service folks are ASE certified. Give him a call today at 873-8900.
Hi, this is Larry Lee from Coin and Bullion Reserves. Do you need to raise some quick cash? People from all over the southeastern United States have been doing that for over 39 years here at Coin and Bullion Reserves, and here's how it's done. You go to your jewelry box, you get that old unused gold chain, you bring it to Coin and Bullion Reserves at the corner of East Avenue and 15th Street in Panama City, where you will get more for your gold than any place in the United States, and you can take that to the bank.
When was the last time you took a few minutes out of your busy schedule to enjoy the simple things? The wide open spaces, the uncharted territory, the moments that seem to stick with you for a lifetime. Well, what are you waiting for? Half hitch. Get out there.
Well, listen, if you're going to come down and be casting for Spanish off the City Marina or St. Andrews Marina or wherever else you are, if you're going to be casting, you're probably going to be using what is our classic bait for casting, and it's called a gotcha. They come in a variety of colors, including white with various color heads. They come in gold, they come in silver, and basically it's just a matter of what you prefer, because I don't think the fish really can tell the difference. What they see is this thing darting through the water. Now, the way I've got this one rigged, coming down from my main fishing line, I have a swivel here. The swivel is connected onto a piece of 40-pound test mono leader, and this is about a 3-foot long leader, and then the leader is tied directly to the gotcha. Now, the only thing that I recommend, if you can do it, is learn how to tie this leader to your braid or whatever line you're using without the swivel, for this reason. When a fish is on and it's swimming and darting around, it attracts other fish because they see this bait in its mouth and they're trying to get it. Well, the swivel, because it has this hollow place, it tends to make little tiny bubbles as it's going through the water. And believe it or not, those bubbles look like a tiny fish. And so very often, another fish will hit the swivel and cut your leader in two. Bam, you lost the fish and you lost your gotcha. But the gotcha is, of course, they sell them here at the marina, at the Panama City Marina, and they sell them at St. Andrews, and of course at Half Hitch Tackle. And they'll be more than happy to show you how to rig it. There's nothing to rigging it, though. Just take a look how simple this is. It's about as simple a rig as you can have. Now, some people still use the old float and bubble rig, but I guarantee you, you can throw this so far that it'll be a lot easier to use and carry in your tackle box and other things. And this is my rod that I have spooled up with this, and this is 20-pound braid, which is like 6 or 8 pound diameter. The thinner the line, the further you can cast, then you don't have to worry about the fish breaking it. Occasionally, the one thing you do have to worry about, believe it or not, a dolphin will come and grab your Spanish. And on occasion, they get hooked. So here you are fighting a Spanish with a, it's kind of like when you're offshore and you catch a red snapper, you get it almost to the boat, and a dolphin comes over and grabs the snapper, bam. There it goes off into the dolphin land. And eventually, of course, they'll break off. But we're going to go over here to the railing now and give you a few lessons on showing you how to cast and how to work it. That's the trick. Well, as I said, we're out here at the city marina, and I've seen a bunch of bait and fish striking, and the pelicans are diving. So let's get this thing open. And some people are doing this. Well, that's a little bit too much action as far as I'm concerned. Just good pop, keep it swimming. It looks like a bait swimming out there, and that's the whole idea. Get the fish to think that it's a live fish so that maybe you'll get a strike. It'd be really kind of neat if I could actually catch one here today. But I suspect that we're going to have to wait a little bit till it warms up more. This water is just barely 60 degrees right now, and it needs to get well up above that, and certainly to bring in any cobia or pompano. Got a good cast out there. Come on, fish. I guess I should have brought one out of the freezer. Come on. Oh, come on, fish. Cooperate a little bit. Give me a break. Well, it's nice to have Mr. Bill Lloyd here. He's the harbor master for Panama City Marina and St. Andrews Marina.
Thank
good
you,
afternoon.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Nice
Actually,
to be
good
here.
morning. I forget. We're
Good
doing a
morning,
morning
right.
show
Yeah.
early in the morning. How's everything? Busy?
We were busy this weekend. We had a boat show going on.
Yeah.
An outside promoter did. It looked like it had a good turnout, and the dealers were happy, the ones that I talked to.
Yeah, they sold some boats?
Yep. Well, we're just waiting on some mackerel to show up.
I know it. Listen, this is the craziest weather because I was talking, as I said earlier, to Captain Randall, Aiken,
Right.
and he commercial fishes, and they just haven't shown up yet.
Well, I tell you, I write all this stuff down. Last year, the mackerel started off the seawall here on March the 8th.
Yeah, yeah.
And water temperature was 65.5 degrees.
Yep.
And we briefly hit 65 yesterday in the middle of the day with some sunshine, and during the night it cools right back off. So
Exactly, that's the problem.
yeah, so
The
we're going to
bait's
have to
just
have
not-
a little warm.
Bait's just not there. And the Blessing of the Fleet is the last Saturday of the month, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Thank you for mentioning that. Blessing of the Fleet comes up March the 30th. We'll get underway roughly at 10 o'clock. Participating boats need to be down at the Beach Drive range marker around 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have Nisa Wilkins is going to be here, Mayor Brunicki. We're going to have the Coast Guard here with some safety information and their little robot coastie. So it'll be a nice day. Second Chance is doing a fish fry. Second Chance with Northwest Florida.
Oh yeah, okay.
They are kind of our co-sponsors and the beneficiary of any money that comes up from this.
Well, we'll have to bring the doggies down here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And what time is 9:30 it starts?
The boats out there start at 9:30,
Yeah.
and we've got a couple of bands that are going to play one behind the other. The first
Okay.
band will start about 9:30, and that should be stainless steel. And then East Bay will play after they play. So it's going to be a fun morning, y'all. Come on out and see us.
And you're already have offered your resignation as of the 1st of June?
1st of June, yeah, it's time. I'm I'm getting kind of long in the tooth to go through some of the aggravation that you have to go through running these places. But it's been fun, and I appreciate the opportunity that the city gave me, and our city manager Ken Hammonds was, it's not easy to find a job when you're 59 and looking for one. So
I know it.
that was a good opportunity.
And by the way, I've got to mention, do you know, finishing up this month is 28 years. March is the month I started in 1985. 28 years.
Wow. You're longer in the tooth than I am.
I know. I try to be like the Energizer Bunny, but this little recent incident kind of kept me under wraps for a while.
And you doing okay now?
I got the brace off finally.
Good.
That's good. Well, listen, we're so happy to have a chance to see you, my friend. And don't forget to send in your photographs, jimsfnn@gmail.com. Tell you what I want to do. I'm going to start having a contest, and if you send the pictures in, your email address will go into a drawing, and if you can send it by mail, by the way, at 2117 Mound Avenue, Panama City 32405, and send me your pictures, and we'll put it in a drawing, and once a month you can go fishing with me and do a TV show. How about that? You'll have to get a fishing license. Tight lines, folks. Thanks for watching.
Hi, this is Larry Lee from Coin and Bullion Reserves. Do you need to raise some quick cash? People from all over the southeastern United States have been doing that for over 39 years here at Coin and Bullion Reserves, and here's how it's done. You go to your jewelry box, you get that old unused gold chain, you bring it to Coin and Bullion Reserves at the corner of East Avenue and 15th Street in Panama City, where you will get more for your gold than any place in the United States, and you can take that to the bank.
Meet Henson Hindenburg, king of the road at Baytown Tire, 2609 West 15th Street, just before the curve. For 20 years, he's taken care of your cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles. Baytown Tire carries tires including Michelin, Yokohama, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. A new set gets free rotation every 6 months. Alignment is done on the latest digital equipment, and his diagnostic can read all your computer info for proper repairs. All his service folks are ASE certified. Give him a call today at 873-8900.
Captain Anderson makes fishing a breeze. There's a galley on board, and your comfortable trip is all-inclusive. Rod, reel, tackle, bait, and your fishing license. The traditional all-day trip from 7 to 5 p.m. Come aboard the Captain Anderson for a relaxing day of bottom fishing. There's plenty of room, so bring the whole family. It's a whopping big adventure, and that's no fishtail. The Captain Anderson is located at Captain Anderson's Marina, where the fish are always biting and the kids are always smiling. Please call for cruise schedules.
When was the last time you took a few minutes out of your busy schedule to enjoy the simple things? The wide open spaces, the uncharted territory, the moments that seem to stick with you for a lifetime. Well, what are you waiting for? Half hitch. Get out there.
Hey, look up, boys. Hey, gonna be on TV.
Okay, no, you got to write your last name.
Here's our first venue called Knot Tying.
You got about that much left.
Kids are going to learn how to tie knots.
Other side, we got the black line. That's it. Grab hold of it right there. Pull it. There you go. Yes. About 4 times. See this hook here? 4 times. Watch me now. Twist it around once. Okay. Hold the hook up here. Okay. Twist it around once. Go ahead. Parents can help out. Twice. Twist it around 3 times. Twist it around 4 times. Take the string. Now I want you to hold on to this. Just the hook. Come up here. Hold on to this line like this. Roll it around. Take your hand. 2 or 3 times.
Next stop, a little bit of conservation.
You guys gotta have these on a boat all the time.
Yes, a lot of conservation.
Gentlemen, right here. No, a little bit too small, right? And this one actually would be probably way too big for the little one right there. If you fall over, you can make a really loud noise, and then everybody will know where you're at. All right, so I think we're good with that. Have you guys ever seen one of these before? No. No? Yes? What do you think it's for?
When you're of the other things we should have talked about before we got this far along is netting the fish. Most often we want to net the fish for two reasons. Number one is a fish does better in a net because it gives him proper support. They talked to you at the last station about how to hold it. But today we have a different type of net that's available. This one has lots of problems. It works just well to get the fish, but it constantly has fish hooks caught in it. And you can spend all your time getting your hooks out of your net. So the other nets that we have today are these rubber nets, and they're knotless rubber. There's no knots in them. Some of the rubber nets are actually nets like this that have been coated, and they work a little better. What you're going to have to take is sunscreen. And actually you want to put the sunscreen on before you even leave the house because it should be on a little bit ahead of time. And then once you put the sunscreen on, are you done for the day or do you have to put it on again later in the day? Yes, about every 2 hours, right? And that's most
open.
Oh, yes, wow! Tank.
It's a crab called a spider crab. A spider crab. I'm pretty sure you all have these on the beaches around here.
Whoa, whoa! Right. But I don't want to touch him.
So he's actually.
He looks funny when he walks.
He does it well.
He's trying.
I said, let me go. He's actually pretty movable, as you can see. He gets around pretty fast.
I saw bubbles go from his mouth.
And you see the one that everybody likes.
Horseshoe crab!
Knows what this
Horseshoe
is.
crab!
Yes. What does he look like?
Whoa!
What does he
Looks like
look
a horseshoe. He's a horseshoe.
Does he look like a stingray?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people confuse horseshoe crabs for stingrays. But
They won't hurt you.
I'm going to tell you a secret.
They look funny.
He's not actually a real crab, like the stone crab, because he's got claws. He's actually more closely related to spiders and scorpions. Can you tell?
Yeah, I can
That looks
tell.
a little bit like a spider under there. All right.
He's like, let me go, let me go.
This horseshoe crab is actually older than the dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to turn him over. Should we touch coral?
No. No. They'll hurt.
They can hurt you, some of them, and we definitely hurt coral. So this is all fake coral, so we're allowed to touch this today. But, oh, I guess that's it. All right.
Here's the casting clinic. They got some fake fish out there that they can catch with the magnet.
You want to do it on your own? Okay.
There they go.